Hey guys, it's Joey. So I decided I wanted to do a talkie video, and I was going to be on camera, but the light keeps changing in this room. I've got a problem with the webcam. I'll have that sorted by tomorrow, but I wanted to make the video now, and because it keeps mucking about with me on camera, I'm going to actually just record this and you can listen to me talk. And I wanted to get this video done because it's a very important video for me to make. I've had some more experiences where I think this has been thrown into sharp relief, which is how I live by what I consider to be a form of witchy integrity, what I consider that to be, and then the clash that I come up against when there are certain individuals who do not live with any integrity and try to sort of poison the water, so to speak. And I think it can poison community, it can poison good feeling, and not to mention the schoolgirl antics that are going on with bitching, gossiping, backstabbing, trying to be nice to people's faces, and really there's no truth there, it's all a lie. And then to stuff like gossiping and trying to besmirch people's name, trying to go behind people's back with people that they know they're friendly with and try and steal them away. I mean, I've had it with the store, like people going behind my back like, oh well, I'll do things for you for free, or I'll do things and they'll be better. And it's just so pathetic, it's unbelievable. And it came to my attention today that this happened, and I'm quite possessive of my store, as you can probably tell, and my creations. And the main reason is because it's A, my only means of income, mine, the only thing that is mine, but B, because I put my heart and soul into everything I do, and seeing second-rate copycats going behind my back trying to steal people away and it's just pathetic. It really is. So here's a quote which I'm going to base the idea of witchy integrity around, which is a quote by Michael Josephson. Integrity means you always paint with your true colours and live by your true values. I've often felt at odds with the world in general, because I have very strict moral guidelines that I put in place for myself. I'm often quite strict with myself. I've had it said to me, it's quite a Virgo thing, that you're quite critical of yourself when you have these strong guidelines in general that you live by. Sometimes you get put in no-win situations and you can't get out peaceably, you can't hold the high ground in every situation, it doesn't happen. But for the general good, for the general interactions with people, I have always tried to hold up to my own sort of ethical guidelines. And this is one of the reasons why witchcraft drew me in, because there wasn't some book telling me how to live, but the onus was on me to go out there and make sure that I behaved in such a way that I could put myself on my knees in front of my gods and goddesses, or sorry about that I can live in such a way that I can go in front of my gods and goddesses and be humble in front of them and say, I have lived in such a way which I am proud to bring myself in front of you. That doesn't happen all the time, and everybody makes mistakes. So, we're human, we're having a human experience, and mistakes are part and parcel of the life experience. Sometimes we're put in situations where we don't know what to do, we might make the wrong decision, we might keep making the wrong decision, we might go into survival mode and not behave in how we would normally until we can get out of the said situation. Anybody who's been a sufferer of domestic violence or anything like that knows that survival is the key priority before anything else. That being said, we are, of course, the result of a lot of our experiences. The way in which we have lived and the things that have happened to us, as well as who we are part and parcel of a very small fragment of making up who we are as individuals. And nobody can be us. There is only one us. There is only one Joey, there is only one you, there is only one X, Y, and Z person, and to try and live to pretend that you are someone else, to try and be a copy of someone else, is not only a complete waste of time. I've always despised the idea. My sister used to do it to me when I was young, and my mother used to say, oh, it's the most sincere form of flattery because they want to be just like you. And I just thought, why? I go through a lot to be who I am. I've been through some horrific life experiences which I wouldn't wish on anybody. I live by a very strict code which I can't ask anyone else to live by because I can't enforce what I believe on other people. And my life is by no means perfect anyway. I have good things in my life and I have difficult things in my life. I'm grateful for every part of my life, but it is mine. And that is, you know, painting with your true colours. It's becoming alright with yourself. It's discovering who you are. Now, me discovering who I was and part and parcel of this process has actually been my creative side of my store, which is why I'm quite guarding over it. I've had people try and rip me off, I've had people try to go behind my back, I've had people try to steal my ideas. I've had, you know, I talked to someone about an idea and they actually went and stole it before I could make it, which was despicable as far as I was concerned. They've had people rip me off and, you know, after I've had a go at them, they've given me credit. I've had people recently go to people who they know who I've started to bond with and try and like steal them away and send them free stuff. And it's like, how old are you? In fact, I know people who are teenagers who behave better than that. It's a choice, and it's the wrong choice, and it's an ugly choice. And it's not only poisoning the people who are doing it, like bringing them down to such a petty, mundane level. It's unbelievable. In the name of witchcraft and creating things that are supposed to honour deity, for goodness sake. I can't think of anything more disrespectful than ripping somebody off. And not only that, but it's a lie. It's not something you discovered, it's not your own creation, it's not your own integrity, it's not your own energy and flow and process. Everything I create is a part of me, and I'm very guarded about all of that, and it was why I was guarded about setting up a store in the first place, because I knew it would happen. And everything I create is a little fragment of myself, a little piece of myself goes in. And it's not just that, it's the pure amount of time, love and energy that goes into everything that I do. And that's the words that I say, the ideas that I have, the items that I own, the items that I create. Everything is just basically a reflection of bits and pieces of me. And I live by such a standard whereby I don't agree with, oh, I like what they did, so I'm going to rip it off and sell it. I agree, don't, you know, and it's, or whatever. It's just, I have actually refrained from making types of videos on here because I don't want to step on anybody else's toes, because I feel that something is very much part of somebody else's path that I don't want to try and pretend like I'm them. Now, a good example for this is me umming and ahhing about making my tarot videos, and that's about me showing how I embrace the images in my new deck, compare the images to the old deck and try and glean meaning from them. Now, I'm sure there are people who do this, but I haven't seen anyone in my immediate circle that does it. I do, however, know that certain people in my immediate circle do readings, do beautiful readings, and make a living out of it. Poe is one, Blythe is another, and there are many others. And I respect them and honour them and their amazing creative process, and I'm not going to go around poaching people that would go for their readings and being like, oh well, I'll do you a reading for free, or I'll do you a reading for half the price, because I think that is dishonourable, disrespectful, and so far against the code of the warrior and the Morrigan that I would be ashamed to go in front of her if I did such a thing. I would be ashamed of myself. And how these people do it to me and don't feel a huge amount of shame, I don't know. I mean, I know they don't, because I've confronted them on more than one occasion and just met pure outright denial. Complete and utter denial. But that is my moral code, that is my integrity, and obviously you can't force it on other people, even those that claim to be living in a witchy sense. And to be honest, I don't see how you can live in a witchy sense and not honour the goddess within, the god within the brothers and sisters in the craft. I don't understand it at all, and it goes against my own moral and ethical code. It may well be that living with integrity is often hard. It's difficult, it's not the easy path. It means that we have to figure out who we are by ourselves without copying anybody else. It means we have to figure out who we are without the aid of anything. And that can be a daunting idea, you know. And there is truth in the idea that people have always walked this path before, and there is a limited amount of originality to be had. That being said, it doesn't mean that you have to go around stealing from person X, person B, person C, putting something together and claiming it's your own, because that's not experiencing your life path. It's not creating your life path. It's not creating yourself anew. It's not bettering yourself day in, day out. It is theft, and it's plain and simple. You could keep going down that road, you might as well steal their photo and go on for full-on identity theft, and hopefully you get caught. So, living with integrity is something which seems to be dying, and all the negativity around at the minute, there is this flux of change and problems and challenge going on at the minute. There is a lot of challenges going on in the world at the minute, and this is throwing into sharp relief the people who do not live with integrity and have no plan to live with integrity and don't care who they harm as long as they get whatever it is they want. And I'm gonna just, you know, you can't keep living like this. You're gonna get exposed. You're gonna say the wrong thing to the wrong person, they're gonna blow up in your face. You know, I fully believe in the intuition, the common sense and the intellect of the witchy community to see that the people who are following other people around, trying to get in with people they think they can basically destroy someone else through, they start trying to poach people from people, they gossip, they slag off. I mean, there are very few things you can do to me that let's say that. Let's not say that. What we should say is, I do not lose my temper very easily. And if I see someone living in or acting or behaving towards me and others in such a way which is so far without integrity, I will just remove them. Now, it takes quite a bit for me to do that, and I've only done it with a few members of the pagan community. And this is basically when they're constantly wanting something from you without giving in return, or they're stealing from you, or they're gossiping about other people or about you, so you know they're gossiping about you because they're gossiping about others. They say nasty things and then they're sucking up to these people in the same breath. There's a two-facedness. I can't stand it. It's like, just be honest. If you don't like that person, then don't have something to do with them. Don't slag that person off in one breath to me and then be commenting all over their videos and then have a go at me for showing them support. I think it's despicable. And then there's this recent events of, oh, this person is getting to know Joey and obviously likes what she does and likes her stuff. I'll just try and get in there and be a crab in a bucket. It's just crab off. I mean, seriously. I mean, how pathetic do you have to be? Living with integrity is not optional as part of a witch. There are consequences. And whether you believe in the rule of three or not, whether you believe in karma or not, do you honestly think you can keep behaving this way and go in front of the goddess in whatever form you worship her and not feel consequence? There is always consequence. Whether it be some sort of physical pain or mental pain or something, things start going wrong for you. You curse, you hex, you send negative energy, you promote negative stereotypes of people, you slander people's names, you call them this, that and the other. You're going to find yourself in front of your goddess and she is not going to be impressed with you. And to be honest, that's all I need to know, because she will take care of it. I encourage the witchy community to behave and embrace personal ideals of integrity. And when people behave in such a way which is not integrity, which is theft, which is gossiping, which is behaving like they're a teenage girl with a grudge, behaving like any of this stuff, like trying to steal people away, I mean, it's pathetic. Just seriously, just step away from them, be aware of it, and step the hell away, because they're just poisoning themselves, they're poisoning the people around them, and they're poisoning the community. And you will be able to tell, because I've noticed that they send people stuff and those people start going through a whole ton of bad luck or pain or problems. And it ain't just me that I've noticed, so soon people are going to start noticing. So beware of the energy vampires, be aware of the thieves, be aware of the energy vampire idea thieves, beware of those people trying to slander people and try and make people feel bad. And, you know, I'm not going to have people in my life who slander other people off, particularly not my own family members, whom I love. So that will be the end of that, to be honest. And I've had quite enough of the lack of integrity in some people. It's just ugliness. Many blessings.